Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Just another day here on the mountain, nothing special, just eating lots of fruit. Got some sun, doing a little bit of work, hanging out with dog, and thought it would be a good time to do a video. Today I want to talk about the raw vegan lifestyle as it pertains to aging. It's kind of funny, I get comments from time to time. Either it's kind of like the whole thing of good and bad, not grasping at good or bad. Like I'll get a comment sometime, and I guess it's supposed to be flattering. Oh, you don't look near what I'm 53. You don't look that. Yeah, I do. And then sometimes I'll get, and I don't get very good trolls. When I do get a troll, I'll get somebody somewhere every once in a while that wants to throw some hate, and they'll be like, how old are you? And I'm like, 53. Dude, you look like you're 63 or 73. And I'm thinking to myself, to both, I'm like, you're not quite getting me if you really take from my persona that I pretty much give three shits about how I appear, like how old I look. It's more about how old I feel. So anyhow, like I say, title of this video is Raw Vegan Lifestyle and Aging. I had to think about the exact title. I do videos like this every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button now. And when you hit it, click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. So I'm going to talk about this from a couple of different angles and aspects today. Because, you know, I've found, and like I say, I don't know how to compare it, you know, as far as aging wise. I don't know so much that I've reversed aging or whatever. Like I say, once again, we can also, when we're talking about aging, people can be thinking about that idea from an aesthetic standpoint, about actually how you do look. Do you look younger at this point? Or you can consider aging about the internal, how the machine is working. And that's how I kind of tend to look at it more. But my skin is better. My eyes are clearer. Probably I don't care. I mean, probably without this, yes, I probably would look a little bit younger. But I'm not trying to appear any younger. But inside is a whole different ballgame. You know, I wasn't like broken down. I probably should have been broken down even at 48 by the way I treated myself, but I hadn't started slipping into a lot of that middle-aged stuff because, as I've mentioned before, I was fairly active and I did have a lot of good habits mixed in with the drunkenness and with the bad eating habits throughout the years. So I was a little bit ahead of the curve most of the time. I mean, you know, I hadn't gotten to the point where I was having aches and pains and all that stuff that people, that's one thing that annoys me, is how people have just come to accept this is supposed to start happening in your 30s. This is supposed to start happening in your 40s. And most of it is quite pathetic. It's stuff like, well, I guess it can that's what you can expect to happen if you absolutely neglect your body and your health and you do nothing about it. I mean, there's just so many reasons this lifestyle, I would promote it for people for as they age, or to prepare for as they get old. I mean, we're eating fruits and vegetables all the time. It's full of antioxidants, and antioxidants, I write this stuff down. I told you guys, I know what antioxidants are. That's what got me into my journey, but to remember specific little bits of information, I have to write them down. Antioxidants help inhibit free radical production and thus protect cells from damage. All these cells from damage, that's basically what aging is damaged cells. So we're getting a lot, you know, with all these fresh fruits and vegetables, with the greens, and that's why we talk about eating a whole food plant-based lifestyle, because with the whole food plant-based lifestyle, we're getting these antioxidants that are preventing the cell damage that in turn ages us quicker. You know, most everything I see in people, especially middle age, older people, but just because they kind of just kept doing what they were doing. But I start seeing it popping up in middle age, and what people consider as just the normal aches and pains, and what so many people just write off as, well, this is just it. I'm such and such an age now. I'm going to have to deal with this. Most of those little simple aches and pains, oh, I wake up, you know, after playing on Monday morning, the Weekend Warriors. Oh, I wake up with a sore back, ha ha ha, but I'm 35 now. And like, they're just not appropriate. Sometimes I see people like, you know, they're like, well, I'm 40 something and this is supposed to happen. I'm like, really? You're ready to accept that for the rest of your life? A lot of it is just simply inflammation and acidity in the body. I see, you know, with these creaky joints, the people that can't squat down and get back up. I can do that over and over. At 53, and that's nothing spectacular. That should be standard. I can pop down and do an Indian squat. I can sit down and do an Indian squat and talk to you for a while. These little things, mobility. My joints have gotten even better. I didn't have bad joints. My father had arthritis in his hands. Now, I don't go to the gym as much now, and I think part of it was from being around that and all that kind of head pulling and stuff all the time. I did about 7 or 8 years ago start noticing my hands would be a little sore at times, and I'm not sure if that was what it was, but I have no aches and pains. You know, it's acidity and inflammation causes so much disease in the body, causes so many problems in the body, and just the simply getting rid of that inflammation, or not eating foods that are going to promote that inflammation, are going to take away those aches and pains. Good Lord, everybody I see struggling with arthritis is not like doing something diet related. It's just like, wow. It's just like, you know, you really need to look into this. So many of these aches and pains could be alleviated simply with following a plant-based lifestyle, plant-based diet. Eating, but also the raw, eating lots of good fresh fruits and vegetables in there, doing things to reduce the acidity in the body, and not building up anymore. But yeah, like that's one of the first things right off. If you've got those aches and pains and you're watching this and you're not doing a plant-based lifestyle, it would behoove you to at least give it a try, at least think about it. What have you got to lose? Something else I was reading, and I'm going to try to remember to put a link to a good article I was reading on Dr. Greger's site, nutritionfacts.org, talking about there's research showing that a plant-based diet is associated with lower Alzheimer and dementia risk also. And especially and the low fat version of it, because they have isolated that higher fat can be a component amongst other components, you know, in that whole thing. That one's got a little bit less clear. There's not as much research in that, but I'm going to try my best to remember to link to that article by Dr. Greger on his website. This wasn't one of his videos. And then, I mean, just think about it for your skin, for everything else. I mean, our body is like mostly water. It needs to be hydrated when we're eating all these fruits and vegetables. People that are eating this lifestyle, I find, tend to, even if they're not paying attention particular to how much water they're drinking, if they're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, people of our lifestyle tend to be more hydrated than the average Joe out there. And hydration is key. Hydration keeps our body going. Hydration keeps the machine going. But also hydration is so important for the skin. Hydration and the fat, just the right amount of fat. Like I say, there's kind of a balance there, so I don't want to get confusing or sound contradictory there. But for me, it's about the hydration, and the right amount of fat it just makes the skin so nice. But on the one hand, you don't want to go too high with it. On the other hand, as I was talking about, it might have been in a video yesterday, you don't want to do that uber low thing for a long period of time unless you want those results. Everybody I've seen that has done ultra low for a long period of time, they just kind of had that paper thin, kind of leathery skin. I just believe our skin, our hair, our brains need more fat than, you know, nothing. So, you know, I try to stick around that 10% level, but yeah, just all in all, I would recommend this to anybody. Now, as we look towards the future, no matter what age you are now, one big bonus of this lifestyle, and once again, this isn't necessarily the raw vegan lifestyle, but just the vegan, is when you get off the dairy. You know, we've been told our whole life, dairy builds strong bones, milk does the body good. Well, no, it doesn't. And actually, that dairy has been leaching calcium from your bones during the time when you've been taking it. So I think like the earlier people get started on this lifestyle, and you do need to pay attention to that calcium equation. It's something I haven't completely figured out yet, but I think, you know, like somebody getting their calcium from sources other than, you know, dairy, well, it would definitely be in better shape as they get older as far as their bone density and that bone health just in general. But Yeah, this lifestyle, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, I just can't find any reason. Like I say, I'm very open-minded. I could go off this lifestyle tomorrow. I told you I won't go off the ethical part of being a vegan, but I'm not married to this lifestyle. I'm not fanatic. I could switch to something else tomorrow if it's shown to me and if it was to do something. But like I say, I'm not going to stop doing what seems to be working, and I know that I've been on an upward progression over the last 5 years. Now granted, like I say, I try not to exaggerate too much on the channel. I mean, I'm sure I would have gained, how much further did the raw vegan take me? I mean, I'm sure I would have still been on an upward trajectory just by quitting drinking, quitting smoking, and even doing that pretty semi-healthy version of the standard American diet. But no, I have no doubt that the raw vegan, basically, like I say, the raw, yes, because I do eat a lot of raw whole foods, but like I say, it's just a plant-based thing. It's just really simple, taking in a whole lot of fresh fruits and vegetables and a big variety of them. Like I say, I like to throw that in just a little bonus in as many videos as possible. The book Whole by T. Colin Campbell, that's just kind of my philosophy. It's just like, instead of worrying about each individual component, oh, did I get enough of this today, that if we eat a whole food, plant-based diet, low fat, and we eat a wide variety, we're getting what we need to get. Okay, I do a little checking around, I do a little supplementing here and there, I try to fill in the blanks, but you get what I'm saying. So, hey, it's the proof is there. I mean, I've noticed women for a long time, and there's two things I've always noticed about, like, some of these actresses that get to be like 65 or 70 and they look absolutely amazing. Well, there's Carol Alt, who has been raw back before most of you have even heard raw, before some of you were even born. And some of them, from time to time, I find out they are vegan. But one thing, they're very hydrated. Hydration, drinking water or just staying hydrated was always very important. And even if they're not vegan, not plant-based, so many of them eat a lot of fruit, eat a lot of fresh vegetables, eat a lot of high water content vegetables. So, yeah, I've noticed that for a number of years. I didn't connect the dots for the longest time. I did connect the dots on the water. I did kind of see, like, yeah, there's all these women that, they all seem to have in common that they put a priority on hydrating. But anyhow, that's just my 2 cents worth on the subject of the raw vegan lifestyle and aging. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you here again tomorrow. Love you guys. Peace.